Finals at 32 years of age. And then this guy, the winningest SLS skater of all time, 4-time world champ, 2017 world champ, 21 wins under his belt, 3 wins last year alone. Nyjah Huston. Nyjah skating 1 at SLS. That could change tonight.
I think that he's going to have to change the mental game. And then he obviously has the physical chops to do it.
Here's your start list. 7 skaters. Tommy Finn will be coming in first, followed by Felipe Gustavo, Yuta Horigome, Kelvin Hoffler, Manny Santiago, Nyjah Huston, and Chris Joslin. And once again, what an international field. Australia, Brazil, Japan, Puerto Rico. Amen's trying to jockey for some points and position, and we'll see how things play out later in Best Trick.
Everybody wants to put down a run.
And this guy's no exception. Nyjah Huston. His runs in prelims were beyond. See if he can keep it rolling.
That's an incredible start. He's already upping from his prelims run, starting out with a nose grind instead of a 5-0.
He's been looking like very confident and not nervous here at all. And he complains about being nervous in the run section. He does. I mean,
which is such a joke to everybody else.
Yeah.
As we fear him in the run section.
Right. But you fear him in Best Trick too, right? Wow.
I mean, look at this. That was in a row. That back knee nose and a kickflip back disaster. That was a phenomenal run. Hey, you know what? You can wear tights all you want. When you drop a line like that.
You can do whatever you want. That gap up over the flat bar, fakey nose grind down the rail.
Dude, the other Suchu grind, just throwing it, and the rail's not that long for it either. Man, he rips.
What do you think? Well, 9 club, 9.1 puts Nyjah in the driver's seat and the lead.
I mean, hey, you can't argue with that. That was the best run we've seen right now.
Absolutely. He had all the variety. Maybe Chris Joslin needs to bump it down a little bit just to kick the finals off. But here we go. We're after 1 run. Nyjah Huston, no surprise. He's on top with a 9.1, but just barely edging out. Yuto and Kelvin Hoffler will be back with second runs. There's that Nyjah. 9.1 run. Be back. Second run's coming up after this. Second runs here in the finals of the 2018 SLS World Tour. Coming to you from the Galen Center, and yeah, Steve Caballero right there in the middle with that hat, the stylish hat on.
Jeff Cat.
The father of the Caballero, which he invented that trick in the 80s, and it's so relevant today. It's great. We've seen a million Caballeros this weekend.
That's right.
Caballero back lip down the rail, Caballero kickflip down the stairs for a 9.5 from Chris Joslin today. I mean, thank you, Steve Caballero. Everybody's making everything, so that may be the determining factor here tonight. Like, hey, sorry, you bailed. No one else did.
Totally. You don't give the judges reason.
Nyjah coming in off a 9.1.
I mean, because Nyjah's not. Nice little setup. I like that. Back when he nose grind back to regular.
And you see he had no time to set up for it. He's coming out of a steep bank.
Totally.
It's just so much happening there.
Oh. See, it's crazy that actually got made in the first line because it's too hard. Nice. Comes up with a crook up the rail, though.
A strong finish And he did have the knee injury that kept him out of London. So to see anything happening in that region, knee bonk could be detrimental.
It's scary. The good thing is he's got adrenaline pumping right now and jumping around. So hopefully that helps him out. And yeah, I mean, he put down everything else other than that one trick. So that's a great run.
Yuto Horigome up on top with a 17.9, followed by Kelvin Hoffler, 17.6. Nyjah Huston in third. All those guys bunched up. Everybody's got a shot at it. Felipe, Manny, Chris Joslin, and Tommy Finn rounding out. Top 7. All right, before we get to the best trick count from any section, the highest score you could possibly get in SLS is a 40. That's if you got 4 10s. That's never happened. So the order has changed based on the results after the run section. But Tommy Finn is going to be coming in first once again, followed by Chris.
That is a good score. That is what you want. And he is bumped up into first place right now.
For now, Nyjah Huston also coming off 2 great run scores.
Whoa. Way to hold on to that.
Talk us through it.
He nollies in, but he doesn't get the type of tail press that he wants. He's very far on the side of the handrail and not on the top, but he somehow wrangled that in. So that's a tip of the hat right there.
8.73. Yuto.
Hey man, I trust Chad.
I do too.
Yuto is just throwing down huge tricks easily.
All right, look at our current standings. Yuto up on top. Look at the numbers, though. 36.2. Next in line, Joslin with a 30.8. So everybody's got work to do. Tommy Finn, Kelvin, Nyjah, Manny, and Felipe rounding out the top 7. Here's hammer time. People tend to start bailing, but so far.
Well, you know what's funny about Felipe is Felipe usually beats Felipe because his tricks are so hard he bails.
True. Nyjah coming in 5th. Needs a 5 to take the lead.
Oh, my goodness. Trying a tray flip 50 on the rail, but missing it, which is weird.
That is weird. He has 3 attempts left, and he has
creeping on it.
Nyjah Huston coming in 6th, but that doesn't tell the story. He's trying to get his 4th score.
And he did. As he was riding up, we knew that was a make. You could see it written all over him.
You know, that's not a trick you think of that Nyjah goes to at this point in the game, but I mean, he's so good, he can do it all, right?
That's right. It almost over-rotated on him. If that back wheel didn't lock on the top, it would have been over.
I'm anticipating a big score.
Yeah. Yeah, we're in the club.
He's in the club. 9.1 moves him within striking distance with 2 tries left. Let's take a look. Current standings, sitting on a score of 36.4. Yuto Horigome coming into the 5th and final attempt. There are 3 skaters on this list that can take it away from him. Chris Joslin, Kelvin Hoffler, and Nyjah Huston. They are all in the running to win final. Nyjah on deck, trying to drop that 8.1. Needs a 9.4 to take the lead from Yuto.
Oh. I mean, that's the way you play. He tried a hammer.
He looks like he's hurting, but he has 1 try left only. You know he's going to go for it. All in. Welcome back inside the Galen Center for the 2018 SLS Los Angeles World Tour. This is the final. We're down to the 5th and last best trick attempt here with Yuto Horigome in the lead. And inside the building tonight, we have the man that made it all possible, the founder of SLS, Mr. Rob Dyrdek. Let's take a look. Current standings, sitting on a score of 36.4. Yuto Horigome coming into the 5th and final attempt. There are 3 skaters on this list that can take it away from him. Chris Joslin, Kelvin Hoffler, and Nyjah Huston. They are all in the running.
Just rough. Plus, he didn't do that in practice. He's like, I just got to go for something.
Nyjah Huston needs a 9.6 to win it. He's the only skater out here with a realistic chance to take it from Yuto. It comes down to this.
And that's it.
That's it for Nyjah.
Now,
he is going to finish in 4th place.
Wow. So now it's
History of SLS. Chris, what do you think of these results?
That was nuts. I'm like, I feel bad for the people that were in that, because that was nuts. And they just delivered and delivered and delivered. I mean, any one of those guys delivering that performance on any other day probably would have won.
And the scores tell the story. 36.4 overall.